even Homestead-ish. I love this. Shalom, y'all. All visitors bring happiness, some by coming, others by going. Let's go outside. Let's unlock the door first and then go outside. These are the first words I've spoken today as well. You're welcome. Bear, stop walking. You give me motion sickness. Take some Dramamine. There's a bunny in the front yard. I didn't have to, but I did. Shot a massive 6-foot snake in the road up here the other day. It was one of those copper-headed rattle moccasins. You hear these dummies over here? There's a dummy over there. And then we got to feed the sheep. We got to feed the turkey lurkers. We got to feed the chickens. We got to go pull potatoes. And then we got to trim trees and cut firewood. Y'all hungry? That's how you speak sheep. It's 7:11 a.m. I've been up since 5, and now it's time to do the outside things. The sun, it's in my eyes. It's in my eyes, the sun. Stand by. Sheep, turkeys, fed. And they got water, plenty of water. There's a little fence right there. Half the turkeys are on one side, half the turkeys are on the other, because half of them are smart enough to know how to jump over the fence and half of them aren't. Smart/lazy, I don't know. Turkeys are all pretty intelligent. They're also pretty docile. They're also pretty ugly. And pretty soon, they're gonna look pretty in my freezer. These are guinea hens. These things over here, these are African turkeys. And they're obnoxious. They're a waste of time and energy as far as I'm concerned. But you know, my wife has a poultry addiction. Let's see. All right, we definitely do have a raccoon issue. Thought we did, but it's a definite now, because as you can see right here, that mess right there, that was a chicken yesterday. Today it's a carcass. Oh, boo-hoo. Let's put the flag at half-mast. Or don't. My wife will be upset about that. As you can see, I'm grieved deeply by it. Time to let these chickens out. Apparently now we gotta go on the hunt for a raccoon. And so that'll be fun. Shut up, dummy. These guys, they get this here fancy scratch grain. We'll put some of that out. I guess we'll have to get a shovel and get this chicken carcass out of here. Yeah. There's been a struggle. Let's see, I see 1, 2, 3 guineas, and I see guinea feathers. So we might have lost a guinea too, which is, gosh, day of mourning. What are we gonna do? Get out of here. Run on, be meat. Shovel, then taters. Shut up. Shovel, then taters. All right, if you don't like bugs, look away now. You've been warned. So I don't know what this thing is, but it's where all my potatoes should be. You'll see this ugly little jerk? Focus. He's got mandibles, and he's got whatever color head that thing is. I wish this would focus. Here, stand by. It's probably 1.25 inches long. There he is. Look at this jerk. He's not too happy, and I'm not too carey. But yeah, I found him where I should have had potatoes. And I wonder if he's got more buddies. Usually where there's one, there's several. And they're disgusting and gross. Here's my thumb for comparison. So he's not little, and I hate his guts. What is he? Also, by the way, yeah, I know we're gonna get lots of flack about the state of the garden, and I get it. I cannot impress upon you guys two things more heavily. One, it has rained more than ever here. Literally, that's not an exaggeration. The most rain ever since people started keeping records here. And so when it's not raining, then it becomes an issue of prioritize and execute. Go weed the garden, or go cut firewood, or work on the house, or work on the bridge, or feed the animals, or go do the contracting work that I've been paid to do elsewhere, or blah, 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 blah. So not an excuse, but an explanation. Yeah, the garden needs to be weeded. Yeah, I need to hire somebody to do it at this point, or just cover it all with black plastic and start over next year. But I cannot impress upon you how much it has rained. Ever, the most ever. So yeah, grand solar minimum, baby. That's the first thing. The second thing is grand solar minimum, baby. If you're one of these people that doesn't have a piece of land, who's not currently working the land, and frankly, we're not doing great here when it comes to gardening. We did real good in Texas. I did real good in upstate New York. Oklahoma's not either of those places. Although, look at this. Look at these zucchini plants. They are super happy. Here, I'll go stand next to one so that you have a frame of reference. So, they're super happy. But if you're one of these people who's not yet doing the things, and you're like, yeah, man, when the world ends, I'm just gonna bug out with my survival seed vault and plant a garden in the middle of the woods. Let me show you how well planting a garden in the middle of the woods is going. Yeah. If we had to live out of this garden, we'd be dead. So I cannot impress upon you more firmly the need for you to just start gardening, because you learn by doing. This is our third growing season on this piece of land, and frankly, where I'm standing right now did way better without the back to Eden method, which admittedly we totally messed up probably a key portion of it. But without doing this, it did way better last year, which has me scratching my head and going, I probably need to be doing something different, which I wouldn't know if I hadn't started doing it in the first place. So start doing the things now. Well, you don't understand. I can't. Yeah, I understand. I get it. And you guys know my story. Most of you know my story. You know where I'm from, what I've done, how I got here. What does my pastor say? Life is full of choices. Choices have consequences. Choose wisely. Yeah, like if you choose to not weed your garden, you'll have a garden full of weeds. Absolutely. If you choose to never leave the comfort of the city, guess where you'll be when the world ends? The comfort of the city. until one of your neighbors eats your brains and rapes your dog, because apparently that's a thing that people want to email me about. All right, so I'm gonna hoe one more row of where potatoes used to be, and then we're probably gonna move on to things that like I'm actually good at, like a chainsaw. The first row of potatoes that we pulled along the fence right here filled a 5-gallon bucket. This is the yield from the second row. 4 measly potatoes on, there's the size. Not very big, not very many. So yeah, survival gardening, start soon. Start real soon. All right, first hour of our day complete. We're gonna get a ladder and go over to a pine tree at Grandma's house and cut off a secondary trunk of a split pine that's been beetle killed, and we're gonna burn it. Although the direction of the wind has changed and the air got cooler, which is good, which means that the false weather prophets neglected to include chance of showers in their forecast. But cool wind blowing out of the northeast, hot humid wind blowing out of the south. That means rain sooner or later. Let's see, can you all see the sky? This is what the sky looks like. We're not there yet, but we could be soon, folks. And that's how you burn an hour in a homestead doing nothing. We fed the sheep, fed the chickens, and hoed a row. Oh, and a little bit of weed eating. Now we gotta go do chainsaw things. Chainsaw things. You know, Bear, you really should have. I know. And frankly, I'm interested in your productive comments. I had a boss told me one time, I went in there and I was gonna revolutionize the way this company ran. And over time I did. But the first meeting I had with him was, here's the 27 things that are wrong with your business. And then about item number 4, he goes, stop. I know I have problems. I don't care about my problems. What I care about is what you're gonna do to fix them. Yep. So a month later, I came back with a list of things that I actually had solutions for. And then we had a working list of things that I didn't know how to fix yet, but they were items that we needed to take action on just as soon as we figured it out. And so I'm interested in your productive comments. And by and large, y'all are great at this. But if you have back to Eden garden experience in Eastern Oklahoma or Western Arkansas, yeah, I'm interested. This is not Texas. This is not upstate New York. This is not any place else. This is Arklatex, the land of almost, and it is, by my experience, its own special animal. Taking into account as well, the historical data that I have to work from is being proven inaccurate by the Grand Solar Minimum. So we are literally figuring it out as we go. Frankly, it's kind of frustrating. I grew enough food to offset 40% of my family's grocery bill in a space no bigger than that I was just in Texas. Not so much here, not so much. I think we've offset 0.04% thus far. I was just informed by my boss here that, say good morning.
Good morning.
You just woke up.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning. That I'm potentially digging in the wrong place for potatoes.
Maybe.
So we're gonna go investigate this a little bit because I'm about out of curiosity about digging potatoes and bugs. Oh, I didn't tell you yet. They know, you don't know. We had a chicken, he's gone. Yeah. Rooster, the Americana.
The red one?
Yeah. He's over in the compost pile.
Like, you killed him?
No.
Oh.
No. He was flayed open, nothing but feet and feathers left.
Really?
Yep. So we either gotta kill the thing or beast-proof the coop. And I only see 3 guineas this morning. I don't see a guinea carcass anywhere, but I don't see 3 guineas, one of which is the lame one. So there's your morning update. Go Homestead. Dead livestock and no potatoes. Can you survive SHTF? Probably not. You know, in a recent that's not a word, recent Patreon video, we're going up to Grandma's to go cut this tree right quick. In a recent Patreon video, for Kurt Klein, I believe it was. I have an interest in homesteading, but I don't know where to start, I believe was the subject. And you are gonna die, chicken. Not that I particularly care, but my wife is already grieving the loss of 2 pieces of poultry this morning. What do you call that? 2 head, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where to start homesteading. Just start. Hold on, we need to grab an axe. Stand by. Good 3.5 pound general use splitting axe. Yeah, it should be rubbed with a little bit of oil. Doesn't matter. I'll get to it a little bit later today. When we get done with it, we'll put it up. Homesteading, man. 2 things, right? Do it. Do it. Because at best, the best advice I can give you from my situation to your situation is broad, right? It's hard for me to get into specifics because if you're in East Overshoe, Indiana, and I'm here, things are different. Soil pH, the amount of sunlight you get, the amount of rainfall, the minerals in the soil, soil composition, blah, 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 blah. It's all different, right? It's all different. It's like trying to hit moving targets you can't see and you don't know anything about. You got no dope. Like it just, they're generalizations at best. So the best way for you to get started is to start and learn. And really, don't beat yourself up. Oh, I made a mistake. Heck yeah, you're gonna make tons of them. Good. The goal is to just continuously make less of them and not to make the same ones over and over again. Like, you know, bring the ladder with you when you go to Grandma's, but easy peasy. I think I'll make 1 cut instead of 4 from the ground. It'll be fine. It's fine. Believe me, it's fine. So yeah, get started. And then I had another point that I can't remember right now. But if you don't know where to start, just start. Do not underestimate momentum. Staying moving matters in life. Like not just, you know, while you're running or whatever, but the momentum of your life. Like get started, build that momentum, and then also don't be afraid to pivot. Like if you have momentum going this way and then we got to course correct this way, good, but you still have that momentum. You lose, you know, straight physics. You lose a little bit of that momentum when you course correct, right? There's a loss of energy there, but you still have that momentum and you can get back up to speed and keep going. It's much better than starting, stopping, and then having to start from 0 again, then go this way, then stop, and then, we're gonna go this way and stop. No. Keep moving. Yeah, I'm gonna cut this tree down now. Well, that's probably gonna do it for today's video. It's now 9:29 a.m. So we've been out here about 2.5 hours just doing the things. And yeah, I'm gonna burn the rest of this pine tree. This pine tree had both termites and I saw 1 pine beetle. thus far, which is why it's getting burned. We're not just letting it sit around because I don't want them in other trees around the property or in homes around the property or buildings around the property. And the reason that that had to go now is this little area right here. Grandma is getting a prefab building dropped right there to be a little tool shed slash, you know, whatever. So I wanted to go ahead and take that out now, while I had pretty much, I could drop it wherever I wanted to, rather than having to work around the obstacle of a brand new shed being there. So all that's being done in preparation for that shed being delivered. That's it, just homesteading. Sometimes there's not like real deep thoughts here, other than I really think that, you know, just like Gary Vaynerchuk says, practitionership matters. I couldn't agree more when it comes to living this kind of lifestyle. I don't know everything, but boy, am I willing to learn, and I learn by doing. My number one character trait is action. My number two is context. So if I know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I'm unstoppable. Like, there is no off switch. So, and my number three is self-assurance. Yeah, and my number four or five, somewhere in there is achiever as well. So I'm a very driven person. I'm very self-assured. If I understand the context around what I'm doing, I will apply action and get it done. So when it comes to these things as well, the learning by doing, it's so unique, it's so environmental, it's so conditional. There are broad concepts that apply across the spectrum from me to you and back again. And then there are narrow concepts, the individuality that doesn't. And those are the things that you're only really gonna get by doing it yourself in your environment. I've been doing stuff like this myself my whole life, but doing it here is different, and different enough to matter than other places that I've done it. So we're still on the learning curve here, and probably always be, and that's okay. So yeah, you know, pastor recently gave a message about perfection on the Shofar Mountain channel on YouTube, spiritual perfection. And he posited the question in that message as to, you know, how close to perfection can you actually get? And, you know, there's a sweet spot. It's called the point of diminishing returns. At what point is it not worth the effort that you're putting in because you're only getting marginally better? All right, and there's a lot of mathematical principles involved in that. And the long and short is, I don't think you can achieve perfection with this homesteading kind of life, but boy, you can get pretty close. And but it takes a long time of experience, not postulating, not reading blog posts on Mother Earth News, not clicking this, you know, e-commerce funnel link that takes you to a private website where you pay $19.95 for a course on permaculture. None of that. Practitionership, doing the things really matters. That's my experience. Doing the things really matters. And I am happy to converse with, consult with, talk with any one of y'all about any of the things that I know a little or a lot about. And I can give you, to the best of my ability, subject matter expertise on a lot of things. But all of that has to be colored by your own experience in your own environment with your own variables. And so, yeah. Or you're gonna be eating 4 potatoes instead of 10 pounds of potatoes, right? It matters. So I would just continuously encourage you guys to go do the things. Get started now while you can. Have you seen the prices of food and feed? Watch food, feed, and oil and energy. Yeah, keep an eye on that. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go finish doing the thing. So, shalom.